You are a survivor. That word probably resonates deep within you, a label earned through silent battles and unseen struggles. You've navigated the confusing maze of a toxic person's world, whether it was a parent, a partner, a friend, or a colleague. You endured the emotional storms, the psychological games, and the constant feeling of walking on eggshells. You made it through to the other side, and that alone is a monumental victory. It proves your incredible resilience and your deep inner strength. Many people who go through this feel a quiet pride in that identity, a sense of having weathered something profound. You should feel proud of that strength. You learned to spot the red flags a little faster. You learned to protect your own energy a little more fiercely. You survived. But here's the question that quietly haunts the quiet moments after the storm has passed. What if just surviving isn't the real goal? What if the end game isn't just about patching up the holes and staying afloat? What if you could actually thrive, not in spite of what happened, but because of what you endured? What if the very experience that tried to break you could be forged into the foundation of a stronger, more authentic, and more powerful version of yourself? That is the journey we are going on today. This video is your psychological roadmap to move beyond mere survival. Forget just coping. We are aiming for a complete transformation. We will guide you through a powerful 4-stage framework designed to take you from a place of validated pain to one of earned strength. This isn't just a collection of tips, it's a structured journey of healing and empowerment. The 4 stages are recognition, disengagement, recovery, and finally, thriving. In the recognition stage, we'll uncover the subtle psychological traps that keep you questioning your own sanity. Then, in the disengagement stage, we'll arm you with practical mental tools to reclaim your energy and create distance. After that, we'll enter the crucial recovery stage, where we focus on healing the internal wounds left behind. This is the part most people skip, and it's essential for what comes next. Finally, we'll reach the thriving stage, where we'll explore the incredible concept of post-traumatic growth. This is where you learn to turn your pain into your power. By the end of this video, you won't just understand what happened to you. You will have a clear path forward. You will feel equipped, you will feel validated, and most importantly, you will feel hopeful about building an empowered future. Let's begin with stage 1. The first stage, recognition, is about turning on the lights in a very dark room. Toxic dynamics thrive in confusion, and they often use your own mind against you. A key psychological principle at play here is cognitive dissonance. This is the profound mental discomfort you feel when you hold 2 conflicting beliefs at once. For instance, the belief that you love this person and the belief that this person is consistently hurting you. To resolve this discomfort, your brain will often minimize or justify the hurtful behavior to protect the more significant belief, which is the relationship itself. You might tell yourself they don't really mean it, or it's just how they are. This is not a weakness, it's a fundamental human survival mechanism. But recognizing it is the first step to freedom. Now, let's talk about the subtle behaviors that this dissonance often masks. It's not always about shouting or overt abuse. Sometimes it's far more insidious. One of the most common is the subtle put-down, disguised as a joke or a compliment. Imagine you share some good news at work, like a successful project, and a coworker says, "Wow, I'm impressed. I didn't think you had that in you." On the surface, it sounds like praise, but the hidden message is a judgment of your incompetence. It's designed to make you feel small while giving them plausible deniability. Another is intellectual bullying. This happens when someone uses their supposed intelligence or knowledge to consistently invalidate your feelings and experiences. They might say things like, "You're being overly emotional," or "That's not a logical way to think about it." They position themselves as the calm, rational authority and frame your valid emotional responses as a hysterical flaw. This is a tactic to dismiss your reality and assert control. You start to believe that your feelings are wrong or untrustworthy. It's an incredibly effective form of gaslighting that erodes your self-belief over time. When you start seeing these patterns, a moment of clarity cuts through the fog. This brings us to a crucial insight for every survivor. You weren't crazy. You were just being gaslit by someone afraid of your sanity. That feeling of confusion wasn't a sign of your instability. It was a sign that your intuition was fighting against a manufactured reality. Seeing the tactics for what they are is the first, most powerful step. It shifts the problem from "what's wrong with me" to "what is this person doing?" This recognition is not about blame. It is about clarity. It is the beginning of taking your power back from the confusion. Once you can name the game, you can finally choose not to play. Recognizing the patterns is a profound act of self-validation. You start trusting your own perception again. The fog begins to lift, and for the first time, you see the exit. The behaviors are no longer just isolated incidents. They are a clear, undeniable pattern. This is the solid ground upon which you will build your escape. This clarity is the antidote to the poison of self-doubt they've been feeding you. And it's not your fault you didn't see it sooner. These tactics are designed to be confusing. Recognizing the behavior is the hardest part. If you see yourself in this, you've already won half the battle. Now let's talk about what to do about it. So now that you understand the tactics they use, the logical next step is to disengage from the game entirely. Stage 2 is about building a psychological fortress. It's not about fighting back. It's about making yourself a target that is no longer interesting. The first tool for this is the gray rock method. Imagine yourself as a plain gray rock. You're boring, unresponsive, and utterly uninteresting. When the toxic person tries to provoke you, get a reaction, or draw you into drama, you give them nothing. Your replies turn brief, factual, and emotionless. They might say something inflammatory, and you reply with "I see," or "okay," or simply "I'll have to think about that." The psychological principle here is starvation. Toxic people, especially narcissists, feed on emotional reactions, both positive and negative. It's called narcissistic supply. When you become a gray rock, you cut off their food source. Let me share a quick story. There was a woman, let's call her Sarah, who had a manipulative coworker who would constantly make passive-aggressive comments about her work in team meetings. For months, Sarah would defend herself, get flustered, and spend hours ruminating about it afterward. Then she learned the gray rock method. The next time it happened, her coworker said, "Well, I guess Sarah's approach is one way to do it." Instead of defending, she just calmly looked at him, gave a slight nod, and said, "Noted." She offered no emotion, no argument. After a few more attempts where he got nothing back, he moved on to an easier target. He got bored. Sarah had successfully cut off his supply. The second part of disengagement is about building fences, which we call setting boundaries. But for many survivors, confrontation is terrifying. So we use simple, non-confrontational scripts. These aren't invitations for a debate. They are clear, calm statements of fact. I'm not comfortable discussing that. If they are demanding your time, you can state, "That doesn't work for me." Notice there is no "I'm sorry, but." There is no long explanation. Explanations give them ammunition to argue, to debate, to wear you down. You do not owe them an explanation for your boundaries. And this is where we have to give ourselves permission. It's okay to disappoint someone if it means you stop disappointing yourself. Read that again in your mind. Your job is not to manage their emotions or their reaction to your boundary. Your job is to state your boundary calmly and hold it. Disengagement is your declaration of sovereignty over your own mind and energy. It is the act of taking your chess pieces off their board. You are no longer a player in their game. If you're finding these psychological tools helpful for taking your power back, consider subscribing. We're a community dedicated to turning psychological knowledge into personal strength, and we have a lot more to share on this journey. Now we move into the quiet internal work of Stage 3, recovery. Disengaging from the toxic person is like getting a splinter out of your skin. It stops the immediate pain, but the area is still red, swollen, and needs to heal. Many people think the journey ends with getting away, but this is where the most profound healing begins. After prolonged exposure to toxicity, two very common after effects are rumination and a shattered sense of self-worth. Rumination is when your mind is stuck on a loop, replaying conversations, analyzing every detail, and asking, "What if?" This mental churning keeps the stress response active, draining your energy as if the person were still right there with you. To break this cycle, you can use a technique called thought stopping and reframing. The moment you catch yourself ruminating, you inwardly and firmly say, "Stop." You can even visualize a big red stop sign. Then you immediately pivot your focus to something else, or better yet, reframe the thought. If you're ruminating on something hurtful they said, stop the thought and then reframe it with the truth. Their words are a reflection of their own issues, not my value. The second piece of recovery is rebuilding your self-worth. Toxic people act like acid to your self-esteem, slowly dissolving it over time until you question everything about yourself. To counteract this, we can create what psychologists call an evidence log. Get a notebook or a document on your computer. Every single day, your only job is to write down one piece of evidence that contradicts the negative beliefs you have about yourself. Did you handle a difficult email well? Write it down. Did you make a stranger smile? Write it down. Did you simply get out of bed on a day you felt awful? That is evidence of your strength. Write it down. At first, it will feel forced, but over weeks and months, you are building a mountain of tangible proof of your competence, kindness, and resilience. You are creating a new, data-backed narrative about who you are. Think of this stage like physical therapy after a major injury. At first, the exercises are small. They might even hurt a little, and you don't see progress right away. But with consistency, you are rebuilding the muscles that atrophied. You are slowly but surely reclaiming the strong, whole person you were before all of this began. This work is not glamorous, but it is the most important work you will ever do. Healing these wounds is crucial. But this journey isn't just about getting back to zero. It's about launching into the positive. And that brings us to the final, most empowering stage, thriving. This is where we answer that question from the beginning. Can you thrive because of what you went through? The answer is a resounding yes, and psychology has a name for it: post-traumatic growth. Research into this phenomenon shows that a significant number of people who experience trauma and adversity don't just recover, they experience positive psychological changes. The fire that was meant to destroy them actually forges them into something stronger. Surviving a toxic person can become a catalyst for profound growth in several key areas. First, you often develop what is called a wisdom of the heart. Your empathy becomes deeper, not just for others, but for yourself. You understand pain on a fundamental level, which allows you to connect with people more authentically. Second, your boundaries become unshakable. Before, your boundaries might have been flimsy fences. Now they are reinforced steel walls. You learn to say no, not with anger or guilt, but with a quiet, unshakable certainty. You value your peace more than anyone else's approval. Third, it often leads to a reevaluation of your life and purpose. When you've faced the potential demolition of your spirit, trivial things lose their power over you. You gain incredible clarity on what truly matters: authentic relationships, meaningful work, and inner peace. You stop living your life according to other people's expectations and start living it according to your own values. This is where we get to reframe our entire story. Those experiences left scars. But here's the empowering reframe you need to embrace. Your scars don't prove you were a victim. They prove you were strong enough to heal. They are not symbols of damage. They are symbols of your resilience, your wisdom, and your capacity to overcome. You are not broken. You are battle-tested. This final stage is about integrating the lessons from your experience and using them as a compass for your future. You are no longer just a survivor, defined by what happened to you. You are a thriver, defined by how you chose to grow from it. So let's put this all together into a simple framework you can use right now. Take a moment and ask yourself honestly, which of these 4 stages are you in right now? This is the Survivor to Thriver checklist. Stage 1, recognition. Are you in the fog of confusion, just beginning to notice the patterns and question if it's really you? Are you realizing the subtle put-downs and gaslighting for what they are? If so, your main job is to observe and gather clarity without judgment. Stage 2, disengagement. Have you already identified the problem and are now learning to create distance? Are you practicing the gray rock method or testing out your first boundary setting scripts? Your task here is to focus on detaching and reclaiming your energy. This is where you must remember our key command: stop explaining. Start detaching. Stage 3, recovery. Is the toxic person gone, but you're still dealing with the internal echoes? Are you fighting rumination and struggling with self-doubt? Your work is internal: thought-stopping, reframing, and building that evidence log of your own worth. Stage 4, thriving. Have you moved through the healing and are now starting to see the positive changes? Are your boundaries stronger? Is your purpose clearer? Your job now is to embrace this new strength and intentionally build a life aligned with your newfound wisdom. There is no shame in any stage. Each one is a necessary part of the journey. Simply identifying where you are gives you a map and tells you what your next right step is. The journey isn't always linear. You might bounce between stages, and that's okay. The goal is simply to keep moving forward. We began this journey by identifying you as a survivor, someone who endured a profound psychological battle. We asked if survival was the final destination, and I hope you now see that it was only the departure point. You have seen the psychological path that takes you from being a target lost in the confusion of recognition to becoming a student of disengagement, learning to protect your peace. You've walked the quiet road of recovery, tending to your own heart and rebuilding your sense of self. And you've glimpsed the summit of thriving, where your deepest wounds become your greatest wisdom. So yes, you survived. But as we've seen, that was never the real goal. That was just the beginning. The ultimate victory isn't that you made it through their storm. It's that you learned how to build a better, stronger ship in the process. Remember this as you move forward. True survival isn't about enduring their storm. It's about learning to redirect the wind. You now have the compass and the map. You have the tools. Your future is not a story that is written for you by someone else's toxicity. It is a story that you get to write every single day with your own resilient, powerful, and now wiser hand. You've earned this peace. If this roadmap was helpful, please give this video a like and subscribe to join our community of thrivers. We're all about using psychology to build a stronger life. Thank you for taking this journey with us. Keep thriving